Hello, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers. Good afternoon to you all. I don't know the time where you there at this point in time, but to my own side, in the afternoon, I take B for here. In fact, I don't carry this waka come again. This one, this case of Nonso Unkwa. And I still remember this guy that was abducted some couple of days ago, or even a complete 1 week or so. Till now, the DSS and what do they call him? Police and the rest of them are still denying that they don't know the whereabouts of this guy. In fact, the IPOB don't condemn so-called abduction because this one is not arrest. It's an abduction. And they don't call Hope UZODINJO, say, I beg, Biko, make you do what? Make you free this activity so that he go continue with his work and also join his family. They celebrate. So, my wonderful people, in fact, make you know be say, na me they form this word, come they tell on, make on hear it from the horse's mouth. But before we proceed with the headlines, I'd like us to just take 1 minute of your time to hit that subscription button, like, comment, and of them all. Share this message so that it will get to every nooks and crannies of Imo State and the Biafran land at large. So whichever way, when I take understand this message, but make you know say, Nonso Unkwa are still missing, and Hope UZODINJO have been indicted to have hand in the abduction of that young man because he is not a fan of Hope, and he has been a very, very good critic of Hope UZODINJO's administration and the killings that is going on in Imo State. So this guy that is working with Ozisa FM 95.1, make gonna do what? Make gonna care free this guy so that he can go continue where he stopped. Make gonna hear this one again. This one is coming from Enugu State. Sit at home. Stop militarizing Enugu. You are being set up. IPOB to Governor Peter Mbak. Be like say this man now, they don't use him now. The same way they are using Hope UZODINJO, they are using this Peter Mbak. Because if you people could remember, during the time of election, where they talk about overvoting in one of the constituencies or one of the polling unit or polling booth in Enugu State, they said, okay, the order to continue or whatever it is have to come from Abuja. They have to carry the device machine from Enugu State direct to Abuja when they have a returning officer in Enugu State that are supposed to solve that matter. When that the thing reached to Abuja, to the cabal's hand, after all their wuru said and done, they come back and said, okay, instead of the 28,000 where they say it's overvoting, they call it those and those. They cut it into two and give what they call it, and give a PDP 14,000. In other words, that very particular polling unit will not be more than 7,000 or 6,000 plus according to the registered voters they got in that area or accredited voters in that very particular area. So for you to know that when that voters get to Abuja, that is when they make the necessary calls and let him know that, my dear, you will be there as a ceremonial governor, but we will handle the affairs of that Enugu State from the top echelon, which is the Federal Capital Territory or Fulani Capital Territory, Abuja. And that's exactly what happened. So they don't set this guy up against his own people, against the IPOB, against the BIAFRANS, and against the Igbos that are doing their legitimate business in Enugu State. But I must be sincere that Peter Mbak will regret it, whether he like it or not. Because anything he's doing today, tomorrow, the repercussion may come. Yes, now. Most of all the governor that is doing, that is the Buga, they did the Buga, when the Buhari was the president. After all of them finished their tenure, can't you see how they are begging for minister now? So that their successor will not probe them for the money they squandered in their federal government. The likes of Wike, the likes of El-Rufai, the likes of Dave Umahi, that brings somebody that replace them. But still they are not satisfied because politics is a dirty game. No permanent friend and no permanent enemy. That is what it is. Anyway, my wonderful people, may gonna hear this one from Enugu State residents. They don't want this man who say, make an allow them, may they use you the same way they use Hope UZODINJO. Now, Hope don't they go front and back now. They find how you want to buy the minds of people. To the extent of saying, calling meetings, for release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or what they will do in the insecurity. Okay, since then they freed that meeting at Abuja. That is the government, Imo State government house in Abuja. What is the result of it? Have they gone to meet the president? The answer is no. They just do the meetings, conclude on their own, share the money that is being brought to them. Both the likes of Hanezendi Beribe and the other what do they call it? Other parastatals, either senators or whatever it be from the eastern part of the country. They conclude the meeting. Oyona Anabeya, case closed. After all, they can't come and kill themselves for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, despite the fact that they are the one that been holding him there. Anyway, whichever way it is, we waited the media. Our duty is to do what? Is to talk, and their duty is to do whatever they like. Ministerial nominees, Tinubu will run world's most bloated bureaucracy, according to Kenneth Okonkwo, the Nollywood icon cum politician, or you can call him a Labour Party chieftain. Niger Republic, Nigeria lacks financial capability for military intervention. Ex-UN Special Representatives laments. Nigerians, so they don't come out after all the whole noise wey FACEUS and the FFK did during the said campaign season, electionary season, and everything. They keep shouting. Even they are the one that tell you that they are Oga Patapata will be their paymaster, the principal will never appear for any debate, whatever it is. When you talk, they will shout on you, and they are the one that carried the most fake news. Even the UN, according to the election report, indicted them. Now they are left them behind. After all the noise they make, nobody remembers them for the ministerial list. After the first batch was gone to 8 ministers, they have hope that they will call them. One day, they have left you behind. You're what? 70 years old man. You're a mumu man. So now, in Nigeria, don't call them, mock them. Nigerian mock FACEUS Akpamo, Fani Kayode, after failing to make Tinubu's second ministerial list. Hey, sorrow, agony and pain. Anyway, that is the story that when we come back, we are going to digest it to the layman's understanding. Sheikh Usani reacts as former Nigerian head of state leads ECOWAS delegation to Niger Republic. Well, another hand, we have here drama as ministerial nominee dodges questions on husband. You are dodging questions on your husband, Anyway, that one is a story when we come back to illustrate our news. Bashir Ahmed, he don't come the mock Tinubu ministerial nominee over past comments they made all when Buhari was the head of state. There were trouble, not the finish. Anyway, we will come back for this. Yeah, my wonderful people, let us go straight to the reason why we are here. The Global Family and Movement of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, condemned the abduction and detention of Chinonso Uba, popularly known as Nonso Nkwa, by the Motoro DSS on the orders of the Supreme Court Governor of Imo State, Hope UZODINJO Agaya Nganabu. Nonso Nkwa is a journalist and a human rights defender who has been the voice of the voiceless in Imo State under the repressive government of the Supreme Court Governor in Imo State. It's obvious that the Hope UZODINJO is tactically eliminating and intimidating oppositions and those with dissenting views or voices so as to rig himself into power without resistance in the upcoming gubernatorial and governorship election in Imo State. Hope UZODINJO was an imposed governor from the previous notorious Janjaweed-led Supreme Court of Nigeria and the APC cabal of the Fulani government, Fulani governing Nigeria. He, UZODINJO, has damaged the hitherto peaceful Imo State, which has had a far-reaching security implications on the security of the entire Igbo land. Since the imposition of these Fulani puppets, Imo State Administrator called Hope UZODINJO, Southeast leaders have never spoken with one voice, as the traitor is poised to betray Ndigbo just to remain in power. In all standards, a known fraudster like Hope UZODINJO can never win an election in Imo State with our sophisticated citizenry. He is just one of the products of obnoxious, corrupt political and judiciary systems in the so-called Nigeria. It is only in a pariah state like Nigeria that the Nigerian Secret Police (DSS) serve the interests of the corrupt political class in silencing and suppressing human rights activists like Nonso Nkwa. In some societies, the secret police protect the activists who are human rights defenders and social crusaders. We therefore call on DSS to free Nonso Nkwa or charge him to court if he has committed any offense. The attitude of the arrest and detention of a suspect while shopping for evidence is one of the warpath justice system that qualifies Nigeria as a zoo and a pariah state. We want Hope UZODINJO to remember that he can sleep and wake up in Abuja daily and bribe Tom and Dick and Harry to rig himself into power, but he will remain an outcast during and after office. The innocent blood this vampire has wasted will haunt him and his generations forever. We encourage Ndi Imo to remain resolute and do everything possible not to be bought over by the Imo vampire to further his murderous government during the upcoming Imo State gubernatorial or governorship election like he did last time. Hope UZODINJO, the Nigerian government and the DSS should release a human rights defender, Nonso Nkwa, or charge him to court. Amnesty International Nigeria and other human rights organizations in Nigeria should demand the immediate release of Chinonso Nonso Nkwa from DSS detention. Coming from Emma Powerful, that is the Media and Publicity Secretary for Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB. In another hand, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has called on Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State to stop militarizing the state in the guise of ending the sit-at-home order. IPOB said those advising him to use excessive force against those trying to enforce the sit-at-home are setting him up. Emma Powerful, the IPOB spokesperson, said using the security agents to intimidate and humiliate the people of Enugu State was unacceptable. In a statement he signed, Powerful said Mba should face governors and not waste the state resources in his quest to stop the sit-at-home. The statement reads, inasmuch as IPOB has suspended Monday sit-at-home that has been going on in Biafra, and nevertheless, we condemn the mishandling of the current situation by the Enugu State Governor, Mr. Peter Mba. The use of security forces to harass, intimidate, and humiliate our people in Enugu State is not acceptable and can never be. Barrister Peter Mba should have known that he was voted into office for good governance, not to waste time chasing shadows and wasting state scarce resources in quest of stopping the infamous sit-at-homes. The former governor of Enugu State, Dr. Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, strategically managed the marauders enforcing sit-at-home without escalating the situation. Within a month of Barrister Mba as a governor, more than 5 innocent people have been murdered as a result of carelessness and mismanagement of the situation. Governor Peter Mba should know that those advising him to use excessive force to stop the sit-at-home are setting him up against the people of Enugu State. Governor Peter Mba is just escalating the sit-at-home that is fading out naturally with a show of force. Exactly the point. Other states are now going about their normal businesses peacefully. We wonder if he is helping to enforce the sit-at-home with a murderous Nigerian security agents or creating a quiet environment for Enugu residents to move about their normal businesses. We advise Barrister Peter Mba to follow the trend of things and stop the militarization of Enugu State. Some people will be afraid to go about their normal businesses with the military surge of the state going by the antecedent of the military, who have a penchant for abductions, humiliations, and murder of innocent Biafran citizens. IPOB has stopped Monday sit-at-home, many occasions and series of press releases issued to that regard, and the situation is gradually easing. But we are surprised as to why Mba should be using force to compel Biafrans who are voluntarily observing it in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Most Biafrans are not observing Monday sit at home because of Simon Ekpa. Biafran solidarity is with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why our people have ignored Simon Ekpa's 2 weeks treacherous sit at home and have gone about their normal businesses. So you hear them, Peter Mba Abi Kuloluke. You don't hear them now, Abi. When I saw the thing take B. But we'll continue with other news we have for this day. Ministerial nominee. This one is coming from Kennedy Okonkwo, and I still remember them. This one is our Nollywood icon, Kum, APC or Labour Party chieftain. A chieftain of the Labour Party, Kennedy Okonkwo, has slammed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration for nominating 14 persons for ministerial appointment, even when Nigerians are crying to cut cost of governance. And I wonder, where are we heading to? Heading to destruction or like crashing? This flight that don't have pilots, my dear, the end is it will be disastrous. So that's what I'm saying Nigeria to be. Okonkwo wondered why the administration considered setting up what he described as the most bloated bureaucracy in the world, when according to him, the nation is heading towards being the poorest country in the world, giant of Africa for that matter. The Nollywood veteran actor's assertion was contained in a post via his Twitter handle on Thursday. He claimed that the constitution allows only 37 ministers and not 47. He added 10 on his own. What a regime. We are heading towards being the poorest country in the world, and this regime is considering setting up the most bloated bureaucracy in the world, which will lead to the highest cost of governance in the world. 47 ministers when the government is only compelled to have 37. And somebody is out there at the right TV defending everything. That the president have a right to do whatever he likes. He have the veto power. And then APC, All Poverty Congress. And they shock us. So everything about APC, they go shock you. The money to be used to pay them will eventually be extorted from Nigerians through inordinate taxing and overpricing of essential commodities and borrowing from outside source because APC regimes produce nothing. I pity Nigerians under this clueless regime. Kenneth Okonkwo tweeted. In the other hand, or in another situation, a former deputy special representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Somalia, Professor Babafemi Badejo, has warned that Nigeria doesn't have the financial capability necessary to carry out a military operation in Niger Republic. Badejo, a professor of political science and international relations, is of the view that the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, moved too fast in threatening to use force without weighing the possibilities of its success. That's the point. When you carry leadership and give to moron, somebody who don't have no direction, that is what you get. He made known his view on today, being Thursday, while speaking as a guest on Arise TV's morning show program. Badejo added that ECOWAS has a limited experience in terms of being an intervention force. He said there's a lot of differences between Liberia and Sierra Leone and Niger. In case of Niger, a coup has taken place. We will be in denial if we are to say that it is just a mutiny that is still ongoing. It is clear that we have a coup that lasted 48 hours. Then you accept that it is a coup that has succeeded. It is no longer an attempt, and Nigerians have since been consolidating. They are building up relationships with a number of countries, starting with ones that are also under ECOWAS sanctions. I think we move too fast in threatening to use force without weighing the possibilities of our success in using such a force. And ECOWAS has a very limited experience in terms of being an intervention force. We have not been succeeded in solving our governance and economic issues, and we are turning our team into an intervention force, which is not gonna happen. I am of the opinion that we don't have the financial capability, necessary muscle at this particular point in time to carry out an operation inside Niger, and it is not up to the stage. Muhammad Bazoum is still alive. We are happy about that. We should not hasten a situation in which he is a hostage and in the hands of the juntas. I understand that they have since appointed generals for the 8 regions of the country, and so they consolidated and they sent flights out to go and negotiate its relationship possibilities with the Wagner group and the rest of it and whatever. Hey, so it is not looking good. I think the lack of experience that our president faces should be corrected by his advisors and institutions that we have. He don't have a good advisor, so how can they advise him well? Even himself cannot advise himself, and that is the problem. Nigerians don't come out to, they come they mock Jesus Akpamo and FFK. After all the noise they make finish during the electionary period, now they have left them behind. I beg, we need to read this what the Nigerians think or what the netizens think. Nigerians mock Jesus Akpamo and Fani Kayode after failing to make Tinubu's second ministerial list. The immediate past Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Festus Akpamo, SAN, and former Minister of Aviation, the Hungary Femi Fani Kayode, are currently being mocked on social media after their names were missing in the second batch of President Tinubu. These two will surely die. They will surely die of heart attack, I swear. Now, even a buyer Nonoga is nowhere to be found. Now, them. Nigerian News report that Tinubu between last week, Thursday, and this Wednesday forwarded 47 ministerial nominees to the Senate for confirmation, and they are all drawn from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Surprisingly, the likes of Festus Akpamo and Femi Fani Kayode did not make the second list after news of their names also missing from the first list went viral. It will be recalled that the duo were actively one of the leading voices on Twitter during the 2023 general or presidential election that saw the emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president. Following their missing names, some Nigerians besieged both the Twitter accounts of Keyamo and Fani Kayode to query and mock their omission from the ministerial list. I beg, let us read most of the reactions. Do not be quick to end this broadcast. I beg. Make gonna hear what people are saying. CIA, have you considered applying to go for the next NYSC badge? Perhaps that is what you need now, according to this CIA. What he comment? Duke of Africa, when are you going for your own screening? That is what they are asking. Festus Akpamo and his own his FFK. He said, when are you going for your own screening? As the Honorable Minister of Fake News. While I know the finish you, forever any reasonable person want to appoint these jokers in his cabinet. FFK especially. This one, they are never do well now. They pay them to do what they do, so they have the money they pay them, and their contract have expired, so they have nothing to do with the government house. And you expect them to appoint somebody who keep on carrying fake news here and there. Koboko Master, the comedian and ministers of online activities, and Capital Mr. Josh wrote, they will head agencies and parastatals. Are you sure? Jojo wrote, justice for FFK and Akpamo. The thrift shopping office don't finish, but the office of the president will form Minister of Media Controversy. I am Nenye. Their names will appear on VC list. Watch out. VC, which one is the VC? Hey, while I know they finish. Bro, so you know make the list. Your future is tired of being a junior minister. All the best man, because I feel for you. All the best man, because I feel for you. This one is coming from Nimbe. MOB wrote, where I dem dey share am. Now you dey announce am. Yes, so now Facebook dey announce am. That one self be work. Okay, I beg. I hope they are paying you salary. Agent Smart wrote, APC Book of Life at FK by Akpamo. Name is missing. Okay, Sir Odua, meet charge and bail lawyer by day, songbird by night. Wahala, utikpoju. As he dey pain them, it is with us. As it is pepper them, it is with us. This one are waiting Ayox Road. King Jubilani Road. At this point, make a visit Prayer Mountain for your matter. Your name must be in the third batch. Okay, there's the third batch again. That means the whole country will be ministers. Even in Webunafo can also have a ministerial appointment. Anyway, for any reasonable person won't that appoint these jokers in his cabinet. FFK especially. Okay, this one we don't read them before. Okay, let us proceed with other news that we have this very afternoon. Sheikh Sani Idonriato as Abdusalam Abubakar lead delegates or lead ECOWAS delegation to Niger Republic. I don't know what they went there to do. A former Kaduna Central lawmaker, Sheikh Sani, had reacted to the delegation sent to the Niger Republic to negotiate with the coup plotters. Nigerians recall that the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS yesterday sent a delegation led by former Nigerian military leader Abdusalam Abubakar to negotiate with the military officers who seized power in last week's coup. The ECOWAS Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Abdel Fattah Musau, told reporters in Abuja that the military option is the very last on the table, the last resort, but we have to prepare for the eventuality. Are you sure you have the firepower? I am not sure about that. There is a need to demonstrate that we can not only back but can bite. The delegation to Niger is being held by former Nigerian military leader Abdusalam Abubakar, who arrived on Wednesday, that is yesterday, to start talks with the junta in Niamey, that is the capital of Niger. Reacting to the development, Sane applauded the move. However, he stated that he was not optimistic that the delegation's visit would bring about total positive result. Speaking via Twitter, Sane wrote, "The diplomatic shuttle led by ex-head of state, General Abdusalam Abubakar to Niamey is commendable. I believe this is the right channel to resolve the problem in the Niger Republic. I am optimistic that it can lead to the release of President Bazoum, but I am not optimistic that it will restore his government back to power." So they have this idea. Why don't they pursue this idea instead of giving a threat? I give you 7 days to return him, I will use by force. What do you have? What do you have? Okay, want to spend the little money that Nigeria have at the GDP. $500 billion and $500 million. I don't even know how much they have there. That is what you want to use to threaten people. Whereby Nigeria supports the ECOWAS, almost 75 to 80% of the expenditures of ECOWAS is come from Nigerian resources. That is why you see Nigeria keep dying. The answers giant of Africa for mount. They cannot subside it, or they cannot mellow down, so that other countries will answer that giant of Africa and carry on with the expenses. Dara. Drama as ministerial nominee dodges question on husband. Wednesday, the ministerial nominee screening saw a bit of humor at the Senate when Dr. Doris Uzoka, a nominee from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, dodged a question regarding her husband. Dr. Uzoka, a medical practitioner turned banker from Imo State, smoothly answered queries about her career achievements and roles. But when asked her about her family, she artfully sidestepped the topic. 3 senators had asked questions about her previous roles and what she will do differently if confirmed as the minister. However, Senate President Akpabio came to know about her personal life, noted that her CV seemed incomplete without details of her family. He asked about her parents, husband, and children. To this, Dr. Uzoka responded by mentioning her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Uzoka, and stated that she had a lot of children, both biological and non-biological, highlighting her role in her community. However, she tactfully avoided any comment on her spouse. Akpabio has said, "I don't think her CV is complete or completed. I think some pages are missing because I haven't seen anything on her family life, the name of her father, mother, the name of your husband, and how many children you have." Responding, the nominee said, "Permit me to start with the last question. I was born to Mr. and Mrs. Uzoka. I have a lot of children. Actually, a lot of them are biological and not biological. I am responsible for a community of people, both women and men. I am glad to be a service to my community." The plenary was filled with laughter at her response, while the nominee responded with a smile and went on to address other issues. She successfully steered clear of any discussion about her husband. Okay, let us take the last news before we conclude everything. Bashir Ahmed mocks Tinubu's ministerial nominee over past comments on Buhari. Former presidential aide Bashir Ahmed has mocked Bosun Tijani, one of the ministerial nominees sent to the National Assembly for screening and confirmation. Tijani, who was a staunch critic of the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari, was among the 48 names forwarded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the Senate for screening and confirmation. In 2022, Tijani described Buhari as a sick and a disconnected man to rule the country, adding that the former president was not qualified to lead a country like Nigeria. Reacting in a Twitter post on Thursday today, Ahmed sarcastically congratulated Tijani on his nomination as a minister and hoped that the president would assign at least 3 ministers for him to manage. He wrote, "Congratulations and welcome on board, the headiest, connected, and qualified one. I hope the president will assign at least 2 or 3 of the ministers for you, since you already know the button that needs to be pressed to get everything fixed in this country." This one a mockery message. I am optimistic that all our lingering challenges will be addressed the minute you are inaugurated as the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Congratulations once again. Anyway, to the honest men and women around Buhari should help us understand why they will give their life for a sick and disconnected man, according to this very particular Busami Tijani. Anyway, my wonderful people, now here we go to pack our kayo and I go with the go. So if you never subscribe to my channel, this is the right time for you to do that. Like, share, comment, and make sure that this message goes viral. All the very, very important and very, very necessary. As you hear, pass it to another person to also grab his or her own wisdom. Have a nice day, okay? Make gonna do what they jollificate, because today happens to be third day, the 3rd day in the month of August and in the year of 2023. Have a nice day until you hear my voice again. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Que mesiano.